everybody, it's JJ with She-Man Live. I'm filming on location here in downtown Dallas with, Daniel Gomez from the Detective Gomez Show. What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot, keeping busy. Wrapped up the TV show Cheaters. I'm currently now working on my radio show. I have a web series coming out called Detective Gomez Private Eye. And of course, my own private practice where I catch people cheating every day.
Man, I'm honored because, who'd have thought one day the old machine man like me, old country boy, would have a legend here, especially in the DFW, greater DFW. And matter of fact, I've got a lot of factoids here that I wasn't aware of, and that's how many countries that Cheaters lasted, I believe, for 15 seasons. Its first pilot was in the late 90s. And I think the original show aired in 2000. Is that right, Daniel?
2000, yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right. So
at 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning. Now, were we catching cheaters then, or was this a?
I think it was more the drunk people and the people that got home from the clubs and had nothing to do, and they started watching Cheaters, and it got real popular then. And then after that, it just took over.
Okay. And how long did the show? How long was that show? How many seasons you guys did? I know it was a lot.
15 seasons. 15
seasons, man. It's okay. So, it's just, everybody knows we try to have either somebody in our industry, somebody in the DFW area, somebody that we can offer value to. You know, this really is absolutely nothing to do with us and what we do or whatever. You know, we get what we want by offering to somebody else and networking with people. So, our show today, believe it or not, is going to be, cheating. You know, and I know that's probably going to touch home with a whole lot of people. Okay, so and we're going to give you guys a chance, maybe on the live feed or whatever the case is. Maybe Michael can give us some questions as we go. Our studio is not as nice as Daniel's, by the way. It's pretty nice, but but anyway, let's go into it. So, because I really want to know. If I had suspicions that my wife was cheating on me, how would I know?
Well, first of all, you wake up in the morning and you notice behavior changes, okay? And it almost feels like somebody just punched you in the gut. And you don't know why. Wow. You don't know what happened, but something is wrong. Especially if you live with somebody, especially like a wife or a husband. And then you got to start thinking, okay, and this is the point where you start thinking whether you're crazy or not. All right, you got to start, and people that call me usually ask me, well, golly, Detective Gomez, I think I'm crazy. Well, you're not crazy. There's something wrong with you, or there's something wrong with him or her. And then you just got to start putting together what facts you have. You may not have any facts. All you know is that something's not right. They're not the same.
Right.
Okay, whether it's emotionally, romantically, or whatever it may be, something is wrong. They're distant.
The pattern of behavior, they're not the person you know.
And once that happens, then you start freaking out, okay? And I will tell you this, the worst thing you can do and the worst thing you can say to somebody if you think somebody's cheating on you is to ask them. You know, if you think your wife's cheating on you, Jay, you're not going to go ask her, are you cheating on me? You think she's really going to tell you?
1 in 100, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
But the reason I say this is because I get so many clients that they'll call me and they'll ask me, well, Detective Gomez, I asked him if he was cheating on me. He told me no. What do you think your husband's really going to tell you he's banging the next door neighbor? It's one thing to hire me, but if you hire me and you go, okay, good, tell him I'm going to hire you. Thanks, JJ, appreciate you hiring me. And you go home and tell your wife, hey, by the way, I just hired Detective Gomez. He's going to follow you tomorrow.
And you're talking about my mistress is 6 months pregnant.
So you got to, if you decide to hire a detective, ladies and gentlemen, you got to also do your part also, and
Which carry on as usual.
Yeah, I hate to say it like this, you got to just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. So the thing's got to be very normal. So that's anybody out there that's listening. If you think that's what's going on, then by all means, listen to what he's saying. I think he's saying is after you change services, that really you have to move forward in a way that you don't suspect anything, and you're not. Just I guess for lack of a better word, going country, don't tip your hand. You know what I mean? Hold
or for you, the people that play poker, put on your poker face for a little while.
There you go. So this has had to put you in some, I know, dangerous situations. Is there any that we can talk about?
Yeah, I'll tell you about one. You hear a good story?
Hang on one second. I'm going to get a little drink here. I do get a little nervous, especially when I'm with a star, a superstar. Yes, I do want to hear about it.
Here, I know you're drinking a little Coke there. Why don't you put that on your little Coke there?
Oh, wait, here we go. My God, look. Check it out, y'all. All right.
Make you official.
Getting gifts here and everything, so we can. Now I can leave it up here. You don't look at.
There you go.
There you go.
Make you part of the team now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it can be very dangerous. I had a case once where I had a lady ask me to take off a GPS device that put on her husband's car, and I, in the middle of the night, she said, "Come in the middle of the night, or he'll be asleep, I'll be asleep." And I was over there off of Bear Street, 175. You familiar with that area?
I'm not.
So, Mike, you familiar with that area? It's over there in South Dallas. So I get over there and I'm under the car, taking the GPS device off by myself, and I feel somebody looking at me. And you ever feel like feeling someone staring at you?
Absolutely. From behind you.
Yeah. So I'm under the car, pulling this GPS device on the car. I look up, and there's 5 wild dogs looking at me. Just looking at me like they're getting ready to kill me. And I said, "Don't bark." They started going crazy. I took off running down the street. They're trying to grab my legs, trying to bite me. It's a dangerous job, man.
Oh man, I can only imagine you probably have many more like that. That's,
well, because a lot of times these people they don't really know. You know, it's so simple. Oh yeah, I'll just take the GPS, or go put the GPS device on. I had a lady one time tell me, same thing. Go pull a GPS device on. We're separated. He's moving on. He's asleep. I'm under this truck, pulling the device on. He comes walking out of the house, and I'm under his truck.
Well, so, I really feel like everybody's has got a GPS on at all times. They have a smartphone. I know a lot of people that will listen. My whole life is on there. So you know, there's really. I better live in a glass house because
yeah,
everybody, you know. And I said that, you know, I know people. I really friends of mine that they're not cheating, but they'll cut their location servers off. They feel like they're.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, I said, man, do you really think that?
Well, and that's another sign too, because
yeah.
if you have an agreement, with, let's say with your wife, if she cuts her location servers off, why would she do that?
Yeah, there you go. Another sign of what?
Yeah,
cheating.
Suspicious behavior.
Yeah, you know, and you know, water 6 on level. I'm going to speculate on this, but I can tell you from my experience, vast experience with human interaction and closes and whatnot, that cheaters cheat and liars lie. It doesn't matter whether it be with your spouse or in business or whatever the case is. I just think that you can't be ethical in 90% of your life and unethical, you know, so.
And cheating can happen anywhere.
Yeah,
It can happen in the office place. It can happen in the parking lot behind Kroger, or it can happen. It can happen anywhere.
Well, you bring up a great point. Where do you? I mean, you say anywhere, but I mean, you obviously there's always one thing that's more prevalent. Would that be like the workplace? Would it be? Where do you see most of these outside of the marriage or the relationship?
It just varies.
Does it?
It just varies. I mean, they're just so. You know, with the whole social media thing now, there's so many people that can cheat through Facebook, they can cheat inboxing naked pictures of themselves through the cell phones. You know, I get a lot of phone calls from people, well, I want to get into my wife's cell phone. I said, well, you can't get into it. She's guarding it with her life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You just can't do that. So you got to find different ways to try to catch them, whether it's, you know, them spending time with the guy or whatever. But it just happens everywhere. I mean, I've seen people just meet in the parking lot at Walmart and, you know, that are 50 and 60 years old making out like school kids.
Yeah. And so you just do you service, is there a certain geographical area here locally that you service as private investigator? I mean, how far do you branch out?
You call me, I'll go.
Call, okay, and how can they do that?
If the money's right.
Yeah, the money gonna be right, because I mean, you
can send me to Japan if you want to. So
they can't hire detectives. I'm gonna give you a Coke and a smile, brother. You know,
I would go. It doesn't matter. I would go.
So how could they get in touch with you if they want to retain your services? Now I'm not talking about anything other than.
First of all, they can call me at 214-823-5600 if they want to get hold of me, or they can visit my website, detectivegomez.com.
Okay, so he talks as fast as I do. Michael will put that across the YouTube version of this.
Right.
One more time on the phone number, 214 what?
823-5600.
5600.
Or detective, spelled out, Gomez, GOMEZ.com.
.com. All right, and so on your website, man, it's very impressive, by the way. Responsive, boom, Google loves that. Of course, it doesn't take much to make Detective Gomez rank. And all my tech friends out there know exactly. I spend a lot of time on that. But on his website, he's doing you can go to his website and watch the series that he's doing. You know, the Detective Gomez show. Let's talk more about that.
Yeah, I've developed a web series where it's a 15-minute web series that we're going to start airing here. I think the end of this month, I believe, and it's about what Detective Gomez does as a private detective. It's not just cheating stuff. It's a little bit of everything that I do. So people can kind of get an idea that I just don't do cheaters cases. I do cheating cases, missing persons, chasing dogs down, whatever it may be, lost dogs, whatever.
You're a detective.
Yeah, I'm a detective. I investigate different cases involving whatever you need, and that's why people hire private detectives, because they want something investigated, something for them personally, to help them out, whatever the situation may be. They're calling me to help them out. I had a case once where somebody called me. Are you familiar with the D magazine, or what's it called? What's the paper magazine? Is it D or the Observer? The Observer.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody was using her body parts back there to advertise for free sex or sex, you know. So it's just you just never know what you're going to get when that phone rings.
Yeah. So you know, although his claim to fame, I guess, would be that he's very good at catching people cheating.
Oh yeah.
But he's a detective in and of itself, you know. So and obviously very good, because you understand that doesn't turn itself into a TV series unless you're extremely good at what you do, you know. So he gave the phone number, he gave you his website. So there's two different ways that you can get in touch with him there if you want to retain his services, because I would imagine that's probably your. You know, everything else is kind of iced on the cake. That's what you do for a living, isn't it?
It's what I do. I enjoy doing. I will tell you this. I enjoy catching cheaters. I'll tell you, and I will bring you down to Chinatown. I promise you.
I bring you down to Chinatown.
I will catch you if you're cheating. I will catch you.
You know, there's so many ways. Our tagline here, since we blow insulation, is we're gonna get past this real quick. Is blow hard or go home. So I mean, no pun intended. You hear me?
As long as your spouse.
Blow hard or go home, and that's really not in a derogatory.
No,
you're gonna get that. You're gonna get a shirt before you leave.
Okay.
And you know, it's I don't know, you may not want to wear it on the case. You know.
Okay.
So.
No, but I always tell JJ the most important thing is that, you know, when it comes to investigations and people want to know something, you know, there's two ways you can do this. You know, because, you know, I've had a lot of cases where people don't hire me, and then they find out later on they're cheating. Well, golly, everybody knew he was cheating on me except me, right? So I always tell people, I said, you can be the first to know, or you can be the last to know. It's your choice. You know, if you got a gut feeling, you know, get on it. Let's find out what's happening.
Yeah.
Find out now.
Yeah. So and the thing is, this doesn't just happen in DFW. Like you said, you call him. Call him. Figure he's like me. Yeah, whatever it takes. It doesn't matter. So you guys call him. Of course, logistically, if he's on planes, trains, and automobiles, I understand we got to get a little deeper in the pocket to retain his services. All right. You get what you pay for in anything in life, and that's I mean that cold, stone cold. I don't care if product service is rendered, private detectives, plumbing. It don't matter. You get what you pay for. There's a reason somebody charges a whole lot less than somebody else. There's a reason somebody charges a whole lot more. And I found out the more ethical you are in business, the whole lot more it costs to the end user, because you know you're doing things the right way. Any current events that you have coming up that you know, maybe people here locally or people tuning in?
I'm going to a couple events, but the most important thing we're working on right now is to get the first episode up by the end of May and get them out. We've already shot 6 episodes; they're ready to go. So we just got to finish editing the episodes. So, and it's just a wide variety of different things I do, and how I handle things, and it's just it's people sometimes just don't quite understand, and I try to have to explain it to them sometimes, because since they know I'm Detective Gomez from the TV show Cheaters, they think I can wrap the show up in 30 minutes or an hour. Yeah. You know, so I have to try to explain to them that it doesn't quite work that fast. Well, I just saw you on Cheaters, and it only took you an hour to fix it, to do the case, and I go, no, it doesn't quite work like that. That took about 3 months to do, but I have to explain to them that it doesn't TV is a shortened time with a lot of
Synopsis,
times. Yeah,
that's
so
right,
you got to
that's right.
understand that it takes time to investigate these cases. It just doesn't happen overnight. you
It
know?
takes somebody like Michael Nast who loves to edit video.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, or it's like the lady that asked me the other day. She says, "Well, how long is it going to take me how long is it going to take you to catch my husband cheating, Detective Gomez?" I said, "Well, you can ask your husband's penis on that because I can't answer that question."
You know, and listen, if he's got an
Sorry about
extremely,
that.
if he's got an extremely
Did I
high
say that?
libido, if he's got an extremely high libido, the chances are we're gonna wrap this thing up quick. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
But if it's once a month, then
Yeah.
listen, this thing could take a while.
Yeah, but then they start thinking like, well, I guess it does make sense. It doesn't. I said, yeah, I can't control your husband's hormones or what he's going to be doing or whatever. We got to go based on the facts of the case.
Right.
Just like on TV, it's all about the facts.
Do you feel like people that are going to cheat are always going to cheat, or do you think that something goes awry? And I'm asking you to speculate a little bit, but people, this is you're obviously you're going to be giving us a hypothesis because, you know, my wife and I've had this conversation, and the conversation was that, you know, I mean, I've seen people, you know, where they were friends and they just started not confiding in each other. They started not doing this. They started not being a family unit or something. You know, that there was something that caused a little bit of separation. A little deceit, a little this, a little that, you know, and they went outside the home for,
Right. A little bit and came back.
well, they went outside the home for what, you know, the friendship started. You know, you could just see it happen. I mean, you know, you can see it happen. A lot of times the perception from the outside looking
Oh,
in
yeah.
is a whole lot
Yeah.
clearer than the inside looking out, you know, and so.
I think a lot of times that you can recover from cheating, depending how big the lie was. You know, if the person was lying to you for like 6 months about where they were going and what they were doing, you can't trust that person again. It's just going to be awful. If they went out one night, didn't come home till 5 o'clock in the morning, you might want to give them another chance and say, look, you screwed up one time. All right, don't do it again.
Right.
But if you're taking money from the household and you're buying this, you know, an apartment for another girl and you're buying gifts and you're spending time with her and you're just totally disregarding your family and your wife, you can't go back to that. You can't forgive that. I don't care how much counseling you go to and all that BS. I hate to say it like that, but it's that image.
Not
is
too
always,
much water under the
yeah,
bridge.
that image is always going to be in your mind, and you just can't go back to that. You got to let it go because that person, if they were so good about lying once, they'll do it again.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
The trust has been breached.
Yeah, it's trust.
And Misty, I know you're watching. Who is my wife, Miss Capital Machine, at Miss Capital MCH on Twitter. So y'all hit her up. Everything he just said, that, you know, that doesn't apply to you. You cheat, it's go. You hear me? It don't matter how small the little white lie or purple polka dot black. It don't matter. So anyway, well, all right. You want to cut one thing?
And women do cheat too. They do.
Do you find it more so that women cheat more than men, or? Oh no, let me ask you this, because now this was before the show, and you said something very interesting, and that in regards to the comparison that you made was men and women lying.
Yeah,
Okay?
men both lie. Men lie more,
Right?
but the women are better liars. Does that make sense?
Do y'all hear that? Yeah, I mean, listen to what he's saying now.
Let me say that one more time. Just make
Say
it
it, look it
crystal
out
clear.
there and make it one more time.
Okay. Men lie more, but women are better liars.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, most men that are watching would think it was right the opposite.
Yeah.
That they would think they were a better liar. I can tell you that.
Yeah. No.
Because we use the word hustle here a lot, but see, you're a hustler
Oh yeah.
because you go out and get after it. You know, in
Oh,
a
yeah, I
positive,
get it.
not a negative connotation. But
But women, once you catch them, you'll catch them again the same way.
really,
Yeah, there's better liars, but once I can get their little pattern down and figure out what they're doing, I catch them like that. Just a matter of figuring them out. It may take a little while, but I'll figure it out.
y'all stay at home.
And I love catching women too because I've been cheated on myself by a girl. So
Oh.
get you.
The fuel, hey, the fuel in the tank, baby. All right, the fuel in the tank.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, all right. So, what else is going on? I mean, is it? I mean, this thing is. I mean, you got you got a lot going on, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. Also
I mean, you got a lot going
yeah.
on.
I also do a little radio show also weekly on Tuesdays, and it's on my Facebook page called the Detective Gomez Show page, and you can watch it there, and it's from 1 to 3 p.m. every Tuesday. There you go. And I do that also. We talk about relationship topics, things that I deal with on a daily basis, and constantly just sit there and just
Relationship topic. Let's run with that. Tell me about. Let's talk about one.
We talked about one last week where the topic was if you're separated, is that a green light to go out and have sex and date with everybody you want to?
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people disagree that no, it's not. That you need to separation is time for you to get your act together, decide whether you're going to make your marriage work, and not a green light to go out and just screw everything in town.
What if they are actively pursuing a divorce? They're not trying to mend the fences or keep the marriage together. No, I'm just saying that.
It's just too risky because it causes problems, especially if you start to see. Especially like, for example, let's just say you're going through a divorce and you said, you know, I'm gonna start dating this girl at work. You know, you start dating her at work and your wife finds out. And like, oh well, that's why we're getting divorced because you're doing Susie. You know, and that's not good. It makes things more difficult because then Susie gets subpoenaed to court and says, hey, by the way, how long have you been seeing my husband? You know, and it just makes things a little rough.
I had somebody send me this question via private message a couple of days ago when they found out we were going to be on and having a show, and it was that if and it was a male. He said, well, if I caught my wife cheating, you know, if he catches his wife cheating on him, and this guy's got a lot of money, you know what I mean? Is he going to get a pass in court?
Well, it depends. Depends how she cheated, what she did while she was cheating. Is she a mom? Do they have children together? If she can prove she was an unfit mom, that would help him out in court. And then the most important thing is you kind of use it as leverage.
Right.
You know, depending on who they're cheating with. I had a situation once where a guy was going through a divorce. I caught him in a hotel with another woman. He told his wife, you're a dumb bitch, slut, whore, I'm divorcing you. I gave you a chance, you know, and she didn't do anything wrong. He was the one cheating. But his attorney, her attorney contacted him and said, okay, we understand, we're trying to work this thing out with you. He was just an a-hole about the whole thing.
Right.
I'm flying my attorney in from Houston, I'm taking you down and her down, and then when the attorney said, by the way, at the same time you're doing that, we're serving Misty, the girl you're in the hotel with, a subpoena to come to court. And magically, within 45 minutes, he showed up at the attorney's office, worked out a deal, and everybody was happy. Magically.
The negotiation was over.
Yeah, magically things like that happen when people find out who you're having the affair with or what they're doing.
But whoever the cheater is, okay, I mean, it's not like a police thing, you know what I mean, where you kick the door in and you're caught cheating. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is like, dude, I mean, you go through the process, you collect the facts, you know, X, Y, Z, and then it's presented in a court of law. You know, I mean,
I give it to the client, and then or give it to the attorney, and they can do whatever they want with it after there.
Right.
You know, I do a lot of child support stuff. A lot of guys want to have babies, and then they don't want to pay child support, and then they say they're not working. I got to chase them down, find out where they're working, get them subpoenaed to court.
Yeah, I know of experience in my hometown. I'm probably 18, 19, 20 years old when this happened. Man's very influential, very abusive to his wife. I heard, you know, his wife spent extended time in the hospital, and he was a heavyweight in the county that we live in, and it's a small town. We're not talking about anything like Dallas, okay? But the hometown politics start happening and things like that, and you're almost bulletproof. Yeah. You know, especially
depending on what kind of
roll the hands down back. I mean, when the judges participate, you know what I mean, they don't typically want to give you the life sentence. But nevertheless, anyway, so how can people get in touch with you?
The best way to get a hold of me is my website. It's detectivegomez.com, or you can call me, 214-823-5600. That's the best. Those are the best ways to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
All my social media is there. Follow me.
Okay. And so, I mean, do they need to call to get on the show, or do they need to call for services rendered? I mean, you catch cheaters, don't you?
I catch cheaters. You can call me for anything you want. If I can help you, call me, and I will do the best I can.
All right. So, you know, super nice guy.